UFC Seattle has the potential to be one of the most memorable fight night events of 2025. On Monday, we learned Dana White and Cody have crafted the beginnings of a card that is sure to draw fans in the Northwest in person and globally on ESPN+. The main event for UFC Seattle, which is scheduled to take place on February 22nd, will see former UFC flyweight and bantamweight champion Henry Cejudo taking on Song Yadong. This was first reported by ESPN. Cejudo last fought in February 2024 when he lost a unanimous decision to Merab Dvalishvili. Cejudo is on a two-fight losing streak, having lost to Aljamain Sterling in May 2023 via split decision. Cejudo will come into the fight ranked number 7. Yadong is number 8, and like Cejudo, he is badly in need of a win as well. He's coming off a unanimous decision loss to Petrian in March 2024. If he drops the fight to Cejudo, he'll find himself on a two-fight losing streak and having squandered another opportunity to move up in the rankings. In the co-main event, former two-time UFC Bantamweight champion Dominick Cruz may be set to make his final octagon walk. The oft-injured veteran, who recently fell out of the UFC's rankings, will collide with number 9 Rob Font. Cruz has been inactive for more than 2 years. His last fight was a 4th-round KO loss to Marlon Vieira via head kick. He's talked about having one more fight, and this one could be it. Font is coming off what might have been a career-saving win over Kyler Phillips in October 2024. Phillips was one of the hottest prospects in the division, and Font's wrestling and experience proved too much for him. With a win over Cruz, Font can solidify his place in the top 10 and perhaps challenge an opponent who sits higher in the rankings. While the main and co-main events are strong, the rest of the card looks solid on paper as well. Here is a look at the entire card as currently rumored. Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong, men's bantamweight. Rob Font versus Dominick Cruz, men's bantamweight. Ketlen Vieira versus Macy Chiasson, women's bantamweight. Edson Barboza versus Steve Garcia, featherweight, and Brendan Allen versus Anthony Hernandez, middleweight. Ion Cutelaba versus Ibo Aslan, light heavyweight. Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev, heavyweight. Adam Fugitt versus Islam Dulatov, welterweight. John Silva versus Melsik Baghdasaryan, featherweight. Modestas Bukauskas versus Rafael Cerqueira, light heavyweight. Muhammad Abdul Malik versus Antonio Trocoli, middleweight. Michael Chiesa versus TBD. Chidin Jokwani versus TBD. Aside from the main and co-main events, there are potential fight of the night scraps with Barboza Garcia, Allen Hernandez, Silva Baghdasaryan, and Vieira Chiasson. The fights don't happen on paper, but for a non-PPV event, this one looks strong. The UFC is back in action on Saturday, January 11th at the Apex in Las Vegas. The card has a women's strawweight main event featuring Mackenzie Dern trying to even the score with Amanda Ribas in a rematch of their 2019 meeting. Be on the lookout for more information on all upcoming UFC events.